All right, well, let's jump into the Q&A. This first question came from Chancy Pants on Instagram. I work in the gaming industry and wanted to know you and your guest perspective, what your take is on crowdfunding today. I've noticed the decline in quality of games, but also the Epic Store exclusive deals aren't helping.
I have officially crowdfunded 2 games. And of those 2 games, one got canceled and one is still not released. And it was supposed to get released later this year or next year, but I crowdfunded it in 2012. So
God damn.
I mean, I crowdfunded games thing. There's a reason why that shit don't work.
Yeah.
So that's all I'm gonna say on that.
I wholeheartedly agree with Jimmy, man. I have been burned too many times on, crowdfunding a game or a movie or something that I believe in, and I forget what it was. Even the wildly successful, I remember I crowdfunded Exploding Kittens, the card game, that took 6 years to even come out. I don't think it's good for the gaming industry because you set something on a pedestal. You say, if we reach this goal, we will get this game to you.
But it takes too long. It takes it takes so long to make a game.
It just never has come out for me. I have not had a good experience with crowdfunding in general.
I'm gonna admit to something right now. I have crowdfunded something before on Kickstarter, and this was in 2011 or 12, right in between then. I recently, probably in the past 3 months, realized that I bought something and it became a product. And then I went on Kickstarter. They've sent me like 50 messages trying to ship me this shit, and I'm like, oh fuck, I got something new. Can I just get my money back? Can you just pay me back? So I think, I think that you guys raised good points. I think that there's too much competition. If you need to if you need to do, if you need to crowdfund to be able to produce your game, you're going at it the wrong direction. If it's a certain game where it's like it has a big following and people support you, like if it's Fallout and the original developers of Fallout, Obsidian, want to come back and make a game. I don't know if that's actually the name of the thing.
Well,
it is.
I'll give you an example from right now. A game that's really, really big, Bloodstained: Ritual of the Night, which is a Castlevania-esque game from the guys that made Symphony of the Night.
Yeah,
it's not a Castlevania game. It's one of the creators.
Yeah,
I totally get crowdfunding a game like that.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
I think the main driver of crowdfunding is you have to have an audience before you can do it. I think that there's been a lot of people that have come up that have failed because they don't have an audience, but they have a cool idea, and then you can be a great. It comes down to, it's like the same thing. You don't quit your job and start up your own startup because you could be the best. Like if you're a plumber and you leave your job to become a plumber, you could be the greatest plumber ever, but you suck ass at running a business. So it's the same thing. If you can develop a great game, doesn't mean that you can. If you get your crowdfunding all together and you get the finances, doesn't mean you can put a team together and manage them to produce a game, right? So I think that at the end of the day, there's too much negative that's come out of crowdfunding. It's still possible, but it's not the right route, I don't think.
I also think there's only been a small handful of games that have actually produced really well. I will eat my own foot for this, but one of my favorite games of all time, Divinity Original Sin, was a crowdfunded game.
Was it?
Yeah.
I changed my opinion. Whatever I just said, don't believe me. Go skip ahead to now.
That was a Kickstarter game, I believe. And it took them 5 years to build that game, I believe. And
will you play that? Do you want to play it with me after this?
That is a good game. I do love that game.
Two words. Star Citizen.
Oh yeah.
I personally see crowdfunding no different than pre-ordering. You are paying for an incomplete. I feel like crowdfunding. Crowdfunding.
Have a fucking sip of that fucking whatever it is you were drinking.
Suck your thunder.
Mexican lager.
The Ghostess.
I feel like crowdfunding is worse than pre-ordering because pre-ordering the game is like 80% done. Crowdfunding, the game hasn't even been started yet.
Unless you're Bethesda, then it's like 12% done.
Right. Fallout 76. Go ahead, bud.
sorry, but
You
like
look so good tonight.
pre-ordering a game is like literally, it's like you are going to get this copy from a retailer.
Yes.
Crowdfunding is like, I'm gonna throw my money in this fire and hope it poops out a game.
Right. Can you imagine if pre-orders existed, and not just pre-orders, but pre-orders, and also you get this cool Christmas tree, all of these postcards,
Oh my
and all
God.
of these coasters for an extra $400, and then, oh wait, you know what?
Nah.
We couldn't do it. We ran out of money, and here, do you always get your money back in a Kickstarter, or is
Nope.
Nope. It's burnt.
There is no guarantee you get your money back.
no, dog? Okay, so I've crowdfunded one thing, never got shipped, and I've never gone back to look to see what the fuck happened. I just know that I never got it, and that the creator pretty much disappeared.
Yeah.
I have never been in a situation where I've never been in a situation where I have been so in need of a video game that crowdfunding was the only way for me to get back. Is she okay? Jesus Christ. Is she all right in there?
Happened.
That's Casey. She's playing a scary game.
Oh my God. It echoes. Like I would imagine, like I'm, like 60 years old and I can never have an erection again. But then somebody says, hey, if you crowdfund this specific endeavor, there's a chance that you could have an erection once again. I'd be like, oh, are you kidding me? So I've never been so desperate for a game that I have been moved to crowdfunding it. I know that there's like, hey, we've made these 2 amazing games, and here is the 3rd one. We can't make it unless the community really, really, really wants it. But how many crowdfunding success stories are there out there compared to failures? Allah.
Mhm.
So I don't
People
know.
have stolen the money. A lot.
A lot.
Yoinked.
Yeah. So I'm not a fan. I'm the same way with everything. I will just get it when it comes out. I will just get it if it's good enough. And here's the other thing that this might not make a lot of sense. I feel like crowdfunding exists because the people with the product weren't good enough to trick the people with the big money. Like they were like, hey, investors, here's my thing.
Right.
And investors went, fuck no, dude. And then
That's
someone went,
dog
oh,
shit.
okay. Everyday American with 70 IQ, give me money. Oh, my, I fucking love this game.
That comes down to what I was saying. It's like if you're the best plumber in the world, you can't go and start your own plumbing company. You know what I mean? You
Right.
have the technical skills, and if investors look at it and they're like, yeah, this guy makes really good games, but he's a fucking moron. Like they're going to be like, this guy's not going to be able to get this shit done. Like he
Right.
can be a visionary, but he can't put a team together and organize this. It's usually a bad sign if investors don't want to get. And there have been the unicorns, like Divinity, Original Sin. There have been these unicorns, and God bless them. I think that we have to look at it in another way too. Is Twitch crowdfunding because people are subscribing to us to keep us alive and keep the stream alive? Oh God.
No,
Well-
they're not, because if you want to stream on Twitch, I didn't make any money off Twitch for like 2 years.
Turning on subscriber only mode.
Yeah, subscriber only.
Subscriber only mode on.
I mean, you're crowdfunding a brand, kind of.
Yeah, you're right.
Kind of, but that's not crowdfunding. That's not the same.
No, it's not the same.
No.
Changed my mind.
But you can back out.
Change
I
my
mean, you're not
mind,
going to
yeah.
get your money back, but you can just be like, all right, I'm done.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
you can,
I think crowdfunding, you're fucking strapping yourself to that
Yep.
bull. You're like, hey, listen, I'm a part of this shit. Let's
Ride or
go.
die.
Don't kill me.
Yeah.
Ride or die,
No.
brother.
No.
Yeah. You can get out on Twitch. You can get out.
Alrighty, next question. Thank you, Chance Pants, for that. That was a very good question. This first one comes from Paul. By the way, I don't know if this was an error, but Ember, you asked what the parameters of the subscriber only streams were. It's pretty much you go to a stream, you have 5 minutes to watch the preview, and then after that, the video shuts down, and you cannot watch that stream unless you are subscribed, a VIP, or a mod. And I think that's in its
I
simplest
don't think
form.
you can even talk in the chat unless you're one of those things too.
I
Oh,
don't
yeah,
know. I think
probably.
I was able to talk in chat in one of them.
Oh,
So I don't
really?
know if it's-
Oh.
I think that you have to enable. I could be completely wrong. Maybe you can re-enable chat, but I was able to type in chat. No one
I
talked
will
to me.
totally. Whenever I do my only subscriber only stream.
Yeah.
I'm gonna, if any non-sub speaks up in chat, I'm gonna say, "You fucking plebe, get out of here!
Get out of here, you plebeian!
What are you doing? Yeah, I don't see no badge by your name. Get out!"
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's subscriber only streams, and then there's also subscriber only mode, which any streamer can enable in chat so that subscribers can't chat. But subscriber only mode, they can still watch. Subscriber only streams, only your subs can actually watch the video feed. First question from Paul. What is the average airspeed velocity of a laden swallow?
What does that mean?
I have
Laden?
no idea what a laden swallow is.
Oh yeah, you do.
I think it's.
He knows. I know Knackers knows all about swallowing.
Yeah,
I don't know
dog.
about laden swallow.
It laid him down and swallowed him.
I like that. So I don't know, fucking 2 gigawatts?
I know it's
1.21
African or European.
gigawatts,
It's
actually.
African or European. It's Monty Python. Come on, boys.
No.
I've
Both
never
are
seen
older
Monty
than I am.
Python.
There it
All
is.
right,
Yeah.
all right. Bye. Excuse me.
Look, Jehovah's Witnesses deemed that video as inappropriate. That VHS was
Fucking
not allowed.
Monty Python, of course.
Next question from Toadshire. Have you ever got scared, then your friend dropped his hot pocket? I don't know what I don't know what that means, but I can interpret that as like, have I ever scared
That
my
was the
friend and
troll
he
question.
dropped? But have you
Yeah,
ever
that
dropped
was
a
the
hot
troll.
pocket?
That was a troll question. That was early. That was the guy that Tweenie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I replace this question if it's
Yeah.
if it's just a bad
All right.
question?
Yeah. Do
Have
it.
you ever broken something while streaming?
Yes.
Like I'll go and I can go first. I was playing Rainbow Six one time and I put a glass and it was Casey's grandmother's heirloom glass.
oh,
And I put it next to my
shit.
mouse pad and I heard someone next to me and I went and flicked over and I heard and I just,
Oh no.
Nice.
Oh my god.
Go ahead.
it
Mac.
could have been not like you don't have to physically smash something, but like something breaks.
My chair
You know.
twice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only
Yeah,
thing.
Yes.
Flickers.
Yeah, dude. Nothing I can do about it.
Boy, I don't mess around with that shit. I just get the heavy duty fat kid chair. 500 pounds. It ain't going nowhere.
I went to the big and tall part of Office Max to get that chair too, and apparently just too many C's and thick.
Yeah.
You're too thick, boy.
Yeah.
You too thick,
Too
boy.
thick.
I've snapped a controller while playing old school COD.
Okay.
Popped it off.
If we're talking controllers, fuck.
Yeah, those
Fuck.
things are gone.
Wait, while streaming?
No, not streaming. I
Okay.
have I broke anything while streaming? My computer, but that was just because of the RAM. But yeah, no, nothing actually physically broken.
Okay.
Physically broken while streaming plates. I've broken some plates. Like I
No
had a
glasses?
plate. Like no, like I was eating something
yeah.
and then like I just knocked shit off. And I'm like, ow. I'm like, oh, there it goes.
Oh
Ah.
man.
And there's the plate. But no, that's it. That's it for me. Just plates. Plates.
Next question from Snowguard. Your opinion on not all Pokemon being available or transferable to Sword Shield?
Oh,
Oh yeah, because I mean
they did region
there's-
lock.
There's so many fucking Pokemon, dude.
Yeah,
I
what's
mean,
short?
there's so many Pokemon.
I'm on Emerald. What's short sword?
I don't even I don't care. I played a shit ton of Pokemon Go while I was on vacation.
Hmm.
And as I was playing Pokemon Go, I realized, Jesus Christ, there's so many fucking Pokemon out there, man. I don't know how you keep track of all this shit.
Yeah,
There's a
I pissed
lot
it-
of fucking Pokemon, man.
When the Pokemon movie came out, I peed myself in the movie theater.
There's a lot.
I
How can you
cried.
animate all this? You know what I mean?
I mean
No.
that was
Fluids.
one of the things is that they don't have the manpower to animate all of the like I think it's 1,500 Pokemon.
Yeah, it's a
But,
lot.
I mean,
of
1,500?
Pokemon.
Yeah, I mean like
Yes,
I
there's a
what?
lot of Pokemon.
I
out
just,
there.
Like, that's like a full on like 50 gig game if you got those
Yeah.
1,500. I mean, like
So-
I feel like people that are like really, really into the are going to be very disappointed in it because we are in the age that we have a terabyte hard drive in our computer that can hold all of them, but it's like now you don't even have a chance. You have to buy both games, or like you have to go to a
Someone
different
still has
region.
to create that shit, though.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some dude's in a dark corner.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
I just
no,
went
no.
to the Pokedex and I'm starting my download of 15 terabytes. So we'll see how many.
Oh my God. Download more RAM while you're at it.
Yeah, just get that.
Next question from Starving Buddha. Did you guys sync your light colors? Yes, we did.
I just like purple.
Mm.
So does Knack. I know
Yeah.
that.
I saw all of the whole lineup, and I had just like my camera was all pasty, and it was just white in here because in Portland it doesn't get dark. It's 9 p.m. right now, and the sun's still up.
That's fucking crazy because it's pitch
crazy.
black here in Detroit.
Yeah.
Nuts.
Bro, it's midnight. It's midnight for you. So yeah.
I don't understand time zones. That doesn't mean anything to me. I know time.
A crazy piece. I grew up in Arizona, and we don't do time zones. So like me moving has been so weird. Like moving to Portland and outside of Arizona, because I'm like people are talking about time zones. I'm like, what the fuck? We don't change in Arizona.
Yeah.
we just stay normal. What do
Right.
you mean time zones?
Daylight savings time, huh?
Yeah, what? So it's weird because like East Coast always becomes like an hour closer, and then LA moves an hour behind us in Arizona. So people shift around us. And now I'm like, oh, how many hours? Like now being on the West Coast, I'm like, how many hours away is New York right now? And people are like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm like, yeah, like right now, like what part of the year are we? Are they 3 hours or 2 hours ahead? Like, dude, is this guy on crack cocaine? Jesus Christ.
Crack cocaine.
Crack cocaine.
Next question from Middle Age Stream. What was the first game you ever beat?
Ooh.
Exclamation beat it.
Super Mario 64.
Really?
I couldn't beat Punch Out, man. That was the game that like held me as a kid, and I just couldn't beat Mike Tyson. And then Super Mario 64 was like my first big like I did it.
Okay.
I don't know.
I already know what mine is.
I don't know. I've beat every game I've ever played, so that's a tough one.
You're lying sack of shit.
No, I remember
Lying sack of shit.
One specific one that I do remember, and I'll tell the story on it, is Midnight Club. I think that's what it's called. It was a racing game, Midnight Club. Yeah, Midnight Club. And I couldn't beat the very last race, and I was super mad at myself. And this was in the era of it was right around when Green Day released one of their biggest albums. I remember I turned on one of the Green Day songs, and I just sat there, and I had it on repeat, and I was just focused, and I finally beat it, and I stood up, and I was like, "Fuck yeah!" And I got grounded for like a month.
Fucking Darcy coming in hard with the band hammer. Get grounded.
I like that you built that up. I like that you built that up. That's good.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No.
Ladies first.
My first game I ever beat was Mega Man 3. Mega Man 3 on the Nintendo Entertainment System. Knackers, you can fuck yourself.
God.
In the ass with your thumb.
I'm going to need a clip of Jimmy right there, and I'm going to need that right now. I honestly don't know. I don't know the first game I beat. I have like an idea.
With your thumb.
Since that one was a short one, can I just like do a retort? Was there ever any game that you like just quit, stop playing?
Can we stop the podcast? I'm hammered. Can we stop?
Just stop drinking. Just stop.
Can we stop?
Do you really need to?
Can we stop this?
Do you need to stop?
No. I'm not.
Keep it live. Fuck
Yeah,
it, do it
I
live.
think it's funny you asked me. You're like, hey, do you guys stop?
I mean, you guys stop, big boy.
Are you gonna vomit?
You gave me a look of concern that I have never seen.
In your chair.
That would be a first. Look, if you guys want to see Jimmy puke on stream, you have to subscribe, okay?
Yeah.
Sub-only.
This is late night the Hot Pocket stream right now. We're swapping it up.
Sub only. If you want to see this puke, you gotta fucking subscribe. Okay.
I don't know the first game that I beat, so and I won't waste time trying to think of it. Next question, from Snowguard. Any game give you some sort of PSD? Mine is Duck Hunt. No shit.
Ninja Gaiden.
Yeah.
One on
Yes.
Xbox. Fuck that game, dude.
Oh, and the Xbox.
God Hand and Ninja Gaiden. Those two games that want to break my PlayStation and Xbox. I have never ever wanted to just beat up a game.
Yeah,
that's a good question. Yeah, I've had some. I have a brother that's older than me by 2 years, and I have some like NHL games that we'd take the butt end of the controller and just smash each other with that shit. So it's fueled by either being beat so badly. Like another one was the Fight Night boxing games. He was so
love
good
that
at those,
game.
I could never beat him. And I used to play him like 8 to 8 hours a day and just try to beat him. Never could beat him.
Jesus.
And then it would just always blow up. Like if he scored a goal in NHL that was like, it was like his 5th goal in a row, I would look at him and he'd just be sitting there like, but he's like trying not to smile. He's like, don't you fucking smile. And I'm like 6 years old, like, don't you smile, bitch. You're getting the butt out of this controller. And dude, it happened all the time. And then I'd just run up, smash him in the leg with the controller, and then I go and sit back down.
Oh my
and then
God.
He'd try not to laugh again. And he's sitting there like on his
Legit.
dude, it's my life in a nutshell.
I don't know if there's any games that give me, I mean, other than Jack 2, which is the obvious game. I don't really have any games that have just like, do you mean like scaring you PTSD, or just like the game's so bad or it's so hard? I don't really know. I don't know. I don't have a good answer.
Jimmy might agree with me on this one. Recent games, Sekiro. That game is never coming out again, ever again.
For you?
Yeah, never will play that game again. There can be downloadable content. There can be the best thing that's since sliced bread, but I will not play it. Because I don't know if Jimmy, have you gotten to like the final bosses?
I haven't been to the final boss. I've been to the end.
I saw
Close to the end of the game.
Boy.
Yeah. No, I know.
What was
No,
that? What was that one that came out that was all illustrated? Sorry if I cut you off, Jimmy. You can finish. I'll look for it. Cuphead. I can't play it.
Yeah.
Oh, Cuphead. I love that. I can't wait for the DLC.
Oh my God. I
Can't
hate
wait.
it.
So the only game that I've ever had like a traumatic experience with, and I don't know if there's anybody else in chat who have played this. When I was little, our computer used to be in the basement. And so if you were playing in the basement, all the lights were off, and only, you guys ever have those computer cabinets where it had like a tube light in the cabinet itself that you could turn on and off?
Mm-hmm.
So only that illuminated everything. I was playing the boss mission of Lego Island, which was a computer game. Yeah. And you were in a helicopter and you were throwing pizzas at the bad guy to try to lure him into getting caught. And the computer froze, and there was like a zoom in of the bad guy's face. And you know when you get a blue screen in your computer? Well, it was that. And it was just like a freeze, jittering face of the bad guy and this super loud noise. And then me just in darkness in the basement. And I ran upstairs screaming. I was so terrified.
Makes sense.
I was like 16, 17 years old.
Makes sense.
Just kidding. I was really young. Don't clip that. But yeah, that scared the absolute shit out of me. And I never wanted to play that game ever again.
Nice.
Last question from Gigantic Gent. What does your significant other think of your online friends and meeting in real life?
Question.
Jimmy, you go first.
Yeah.
You want me to go?
I want Jimmy to go first.
Well, I am married and I have a 8-year-old son, and I have a full-time job. So I guess this qualifies me to answer this question. Which what was the question again?
What does your SO think about your online friends and meeting them?
She's cool. Like, she knows that. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how. I think my wife and I have such a good trust thing with how we have our own normal relationship. When I tell her that I'm gonna go hang out with my buddies in Michigan that are my Twitch friends, she's cool with it. I mean, like, she knows.
She's like, it was a really good idea until you met that Bishop kid.
Yeah, but I mean, it really just comes down to relationship. My wife, I trust her, and she trusts me. Like I don't know. I mean, I didn't even remember what the question. Set the question again. I've already forgotten.
Jimmy,
I
I think
Jesus
this is a good one
Christ.
for
we can next.
Yeah, we're wrapping this up, Jimmy. Don't you worry. Okay, we're gonna get you in the bed
Hey,
where
it
it's
was a
safe and
good
warm.
Question, right? It was a good.
It was.
Beers up in
You
chat.
actually
You
answered it
did
well.
good.
You did
Beers
good.
up in chat. All right.
I think. Well, actually, here's a question for Jimmy, real quick. Jimmy,
No, I got
how did you meet your wife? Was it at all video game oriented? Is she a video
No.
game player?
No, in fact, I met my wife at a bar. I know that's probably hard for you guys to believe.
Yeah.
But we really don't go to bars.
Yeah.
We really don't. And
Because
we
I
met
think
it,
on the with Knackers and I, we both met our girlfriends through gaming. 100%. Yeah.
like we met at a bar. Like I don't go to bars that often. I
Yeah.
like to
You're
buy beer,
traumatized.
bring out. No, it's just I like to drink beer at home.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah.
So
It's easier.
we
It's
met
easier
at
to
this
do.
bar, and it was weird because it was like I had to like get her number,
Mhm.
and like I wasn't sure if she was giving me her real number, so I was like, "Hey, call me."
Oh. She's like,
Here's
oh,
my
okay. I gotta
text.
give you the real number now.
Or
I
don't.
was like, "Hey,
No.
here's my number. Here, text me real quick." Oh yeah, that's true.
You also hit her with that eye movement right there. like,
Yeah, and that stash too, right?
I did. I threw it. I threw that. I was like, yeah,
Mm.
Yeah.
You did the
Yeah.
close to camera thing.
yeah,
That's hey.
totally did. But no,
Jen, what do
Uh,
you think? Or
My
actually, Knackers, because Knackers and I are going to be the same.
Well,
Yeah.
and Jen asked
Yeah,
the question. So.
I did.
Oh,
I
did you?
did.
Oh,
I
yeah,
think
sorry,
I
sorry,
know
I'm
the
sorry, I'm
answer
sorry,
to
I'm
this
sorry.
Are you all
I'm the
fucking
leader.
drunk?
No,
Jesus.
I am
fucking
good.
show.
Listen, I'm a rock here. Okay.
You
My
are.
fault.
Let me
It's
lean
my
on you,
fault.
baby.
Yes.
It's my
Come
fault.
on over.
So, Weenie and I have been living together for 2 years now, and right?
Oh
Right?
God.
Am I drunk?
Oh, you threw out a number.
Which
Yeah,
anniversary are you
We've been
on?
living together, and I would say that she's screaming at me. Oh God. I came from a life of only hanging out with people that I met online. So she kind of came into a life of only hanging out with people that I know from online communities and stuff. And I think to this point, like to this day, it's probably a little weird for her to be like, hey, by the way, this person you never met before, yeah, they're sleeping over our house in like a week. And so I think that's kind of like an adjustment period for her. She obviously understands to an extent because she lives in this environment as well. But I definitely think that it's kind of an adjustment period for sure. Trying to get somebody else used to hanging out with people that they've never met before. Cause like when you think about all of us, we all know each other, from spending so much time together online, but to them, it's like a complete stranger that is going to be
Right.
hanging around
Right.
and they're just so in the dark. So I can imagine it can be difficult, but I would say now Weenie's pretty cool with it. But here's the other thing. It's so much different being a female and meeting people online than a male.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't have to worry about like anything when I was meeting you a couple years ago. Like I didn't have to worry about the. I didn't have. Yeah. No,
I was worried about
it's
you.
Different.
Yeah.
Were you?
Yeah, we've had this conversation. I was a little scared.
Yeah, you thought I was gonna like murder you. I was like,
Well-
that's cute. I was like, that's
It-
cute. If I
It's
did it,
kinda
I
weird
would
when they're
totally
sleeping in between us. in
make it
bed.
to where we'd be on newspapers and shit. So.
Right. We have to hide all the newspapers when Jimmy comes into town.
Yeah.
All right,
What about
Jason.
you, Jen? No,
me.
that's
You
right.
didn't answer, Jen.
Oh, me. Well, my wife thinks it's crazy. I am up and down. I am dead at. My wife doesn't know what a video game is or can barely use a computer. So, like, when I'm like, listen, I really want to go meet these people I met on the internet, and she's like, wait, you want to meet some people? What if they're not who they say they are? I was like, well. I've talked to them on video chat and they're like, their mouths match up. So I'm pretty confident, and I find it's kind of disheartening sometimes because I'm like, I really, really want to meet some people that I've met here online.
Yeah.
And it's like, I was like, honey, can we go back to TwitchCon this year? And the Fates didn't throw that, but it's like one of those things where I was like, well, we're going to Seattle sometime between like December and January of next year. So like I want to be like, hey, cool, we're gonna go see my brother. Then we're gonna go down to Oregon or up to Oregon. I don't know if I max
down,
down to Oregon. But yeah, and she's like, but why? I'm like, to see an internet friend.
Yeah.
And she's like,
You're probably like, oh yeah, this Knackers guy's super nice. She's like, let me see what he's all about. You go to his channel, I'll suck your ass.
Yeah, you're a hard sell, Knackers, and you're the client too. That's what the hardest thing is like Knackers is one I want to meet, and he's literally probably 5 hours up the road, and it's like I could just like go see him, and I'm like, honey, this is the guy that yells "suck my ass" all the time. What do you? I go there.
I can imagine you being like, okay, here, I'm going to show you this VOD, and then like scrub to 5 minutes, suck that ass. Scroll to 15 minutes, I'm going to suck your dick. Scroll to 20, and it's just you just keep scrubbing, hoping there's going to be a minute that doesn't involve genitalia or something. I understand.
Look, he said "the" there, honey. He's good.
He's normal.
He was talking about your dick. He was talking about someone else's dick. Okay, it's cool. It's cool. It's cool. Cool.
Yeah, I think mine goes without saying. Casey and I met through Twitch, which is kind of how we met. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's more like acceptable now, but I do see I see the dynamic for Jen's wife. It's kind of like he's got a 90-day fiance, but there's 90 of them, and they're all over the United States and world, right? So she's like, who the fuck are these people you want to meet? I mean, I think it's really strange for people that aren't on Twitch or on the internet. It's like when you're in high school and someone's like, oh yeah, I just hang out on Omegle every night. You're like, what's that? And you look at it yourself, you're like, oh, that's a lot of dicks.
A lot
of
dicks. Yeah.
When
there's some nice people on there,
Yeah. Well, it's more or less the thing is that I'm so not. I'm just genuine. So I'm like right out the gate. I'm like, all right, cool. You're cool. I'm cool. Until something happens between me and you, we're all good. So my wife sometimes will worry about that. She's like, "You're gonna get stolen by the guy with candy in his van,"
Right? I still got candy. What's the problem? When I told my mom that Weenie was moving in, her initial response was, "Are you sure she's not a dude?" I swear to, she was still not convinced that I was talking to a female. It's just so out of this world for some people.
You should have totally taken pictures of her vagina.
Mom, I've seen her vagina.
Be like, hey, penis. I'm pretty sure this is a vagina, Mom.
Can someone just clip the vagina for me?
Yeah.
I need that.
Mom, I swear to God, she's real. Now show me your vagina. Click.
Pictures of her vagina. To you, Mom.
Mom, look at this. This is
Mom,
vagina.
is a vagina? Yeah. Okay, we'll go.
Like roast beef through a tennis racket, Mom. Check it out.
I'm glad my vagina is working.
That raises another funny moment. I'm sure you guys have always had them too. It's like we were talking about Knackers and showing Knackers to someone. Knackers is not he's outwardly just jokey, but he's not a psychopath, right? But have you guys ever shown someone a piece a video that you're really you find funny or whatever, and you go up, you're like, hey, check this out, watch this video, and then you're seeing there watching them watch this thing that you're hoping that they like, and then they're just like, what the fuck are you showing me?
Yeah.
And then you're like fuck. And
it's a knacker.
That's why I just stopped, dude. I just stopped with my family and friends with Twitch. Yeah. I was like, man, these guys, they're not even on my humor level. I just can't do it. I'm like, yeah.
You've gotten me some awkward stares, Bish, because of those videos you sent me of that one dude where he's like, I will start the suction. That one showed to people, and it's like, no one gets it. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, even though there were a couple more questions that were submitted once we started, and there was a couple answers that I popped in there as well, we're gonna have to cut this one short because it is 12:13 a.m. and I know we started late. I'm so fucking sorry. I wish this could be a 3-hour show. Jimmy really doesn't. But we're gonna have to cut it down.
I'm gonna tell you, I'm just happy. I'll be like, dude,
it was always a 3-hour show for Jimmy.
No,
Jimmy's
listen,
the last hour
stop.
right now.
What was the sex thing you guys talked about earlier in the